Hello my students, how are you? Today we will take lesson 4 in unit 2 is talking about physical and chemical changes. Physical and chemical changes. We took at the previous lesson matter can change from one state to another state. Matter can change from solid state to liquid state and can change from liquid state to gaseous state and so on. Today we will take two types of changes of matter. Two types of changes. Number 1, physical change. Physical change. Number 2, chemical change. Physical change and chemical change. Okay. What's the difference between physical change and what's the difference between chemical change and physical change? Okay. Look with me at this picture. If I have two pieces of paper, I will cut the first piece of paper and I will burn the second piece of paper. At the first case, in cutting paper, the shape of paper will change only, but it is still paper. There is no new substance. Okay, but at the second case, in burning paper, the shape of paper changes and its structure changes. I have new substance. It's called ash. Okay, so this is the difference between physical change and chemical change. Physical change is a change in the shape or appearance of matter without any change of its structure. But chemical change, it's a change in the shape and structure of matter. And we have new substance with a new properties like ash in the case of burning paper. Okay. At this lesson we will take physical change, or we will focus on physical change only. Okay, focus with me. Physical change, the definition of physical change, it's the change of appearance or shape of matter without any change in its structure. Again, physical change. It's the change in the appearance or shape of matter without any change any change in its structure. Okay. For example, like ice cycle, water can change from one state to another state in the shape of water without any change in its structure, like melting of wax, like melting of chocolate, grinding sugar. Okay, and the rest examples, dissolving a table of sugar or salt in a water. The last example, bending of metals. All these examples refers to physical change. Okay, look. Melting process, evaporation process, or condensation process, and freezing process are considered physical change. Why? Because there is a change in the shape only without any change of structure. Okay. We will do an activity about ice cycle to show ice cycle is a physical change. Look at this picture. Number 1, we will put a cube of ice in a beaker and we put the beaker over the flame. We observe ice changes to water by heating. It's a melting process. Continue heating the water changes to water vapor by heating its evaporation process. It's a change in the shape of water or the appearance of water without any change of its structure. It's still a water. Okay. Step number 3, we put a cold glass sheet facing the water vapor. We observe water vapor changes to water by cooling. It's a condensation process. Okay. Finally, we put the water in the freezer. Water changes to ice by cooling. Okay. All of these changes of ice cycle are called physical change. Why? Give reason. Because it's a change in the shape only, but the structure doesn't change. Activity number 2, to show melting of wax is a physical change. Step number 1, the first step, we fix lighted candle like this picture. Look at this picture. We fix lighted candle on the glass space and wait little bit. We observe the wax melts by heating like this picture and freezes again by cooling. There is a change in the shape of wax, in the appearance of wax, without any change of its structure. It is still wax. I have no new substance. So our conclusion, melting wax is a physical change because the change in the shape or appearance only without any change in its structure. Focus with these questions. Activity number 3, grinding of sugar is a physical change. We will do an activity number 3 to show that grinding of sugar is a physical change. Step number 1, we put the cube of sugar in a clean mortar. And the second step, we grind the cube of sugar. We observe the taste of sugar doesn't change after grinding, but the shape of the cube changes into powder. Okay, so our conclusion, grinding sugar is a physical change. Give reason. Because it's a change in the shape without any change in its structure. It's still tasty, it's still sugar. Activity number 4, to show dissolving of table salt in a water is a physical change. We have 4 steps. Step number 1, look at this picture and focus with me. We put a little amount of water in a beaker, and we will add a spoonful of table salt to the water and stir until the salt dissolves completely. We observe salt dissolves in water and disappears. We take the beaker and put it over the flame to heat its contents. Okay, we observe water begins to evaporate. We have water vapors. Okay, like the third picture. Finally, we wait until water is evaporated and then remove the flame. We observe after heating, water evaporates and the table. Okay. Our conclusion, and we have an important question in this part. Dissolving of table of salt in a water is a physical change. Why? Or give reason? Because it's a change in the shape without any change in its structure. Okay. We will make a quick revision about physical change. We took 2 types of changes, physical change and chemical change, and we know the difference between physical change and chemical change. And we know physical change, it's the change in the appearance or shape of matter without any change in its structure. And we took examples for physical change like ice cycle, melting of wax, grinding of sugar, dissolving of table salt in a water, bending of melts. And we know the reason because there is a change in the shape without any change in structure. Okay. At the end of this lesson, I have number of questions for you. Put true or false. Burning a pieces of paper is a physical change. True or false? Burning a pieces of paper is a physical change. False. Burning a pieces of paper is a chemical change because there is a change in the shape and structure of matter. Okay. Number 2, melting wax by heating and freezing it again by cooling is a chemical change. True or false? False. It's a physical change. Okay. Write the scientific term. A change in the appearance of matter without any change in its structure is a physical change, and a change in the shape and structure of matter is a chemical change. Give reason. Dissolving of sugar is a physical change because it's a change in the shape or appearance of matter without any change of its structure. Today we have finished our lesson, and I will see you at the next session. Goodbye and stay safe.